Speaking of repealing Obamacare, I think I saw somewhere that the Senate voted to repeal Obamacare. Did I see that right? Let me pull that up. I haven't really been I really haven't been in tune with with the news today. So the Senate actually voted to repeal Obamacare, in facing the reality that they don't have a replacement. Now, we've gone through the scenarios before. They are going to repeal it and then try to replace it, or not allow the impact of the repeal to take place until after the midterms. In the midterms, they're poised to have a supermajority. All right. And so there's no way in the world they're actually going to let the ramifications of a repeal hit them before 2018. That's not going to happen. So you can look and bet good money that they're going to repeal it as soon as Donald Trump is sworn in, and that they're going to try to stall on anything happening negatively between now and 2019, the beginning of 2019, the 2018 election. They do not have a replacement. They've never had a replacement. If they had a replacement, they would have forwarded the replacement and they would have fought for that replacement. They do not have one because they're stuck with the same conundrum that everyone else is stuck with. Is if you're going to do this market-based healthcare system, then you're going to have to incorporate some type of mandate, a mandate that gets all of the healthy people involved. Right? It's still, no matter how you cut it, it's still a form of socialism, but that's a whole different conversation, because they're having to force people to get health insurance that are healthy, because without them being in the markets, then all of the prices are going to be higher. This is their number one beef, right? This is what they went to the Supreme Court with. Is this a tax? What is this? And the Supreme Court ruled in Obamacare's favor, obviously. They do not have a plan that is actually sustainable, that gets rid of the mandate, which they have hitched their entire sales to, right? They've hitched their entire movement on rejecting the mandate. They want to keep the good stuff, but they don't want to keep the stuff that actually makes the good stuff possible. Now, for one, we should have single payer, Medicare for all, across the board. Done. End of conversation. That's really the only play Republicans have. They do not have a solution. They've looked for a solution. The only other solution that they're trying to do is the same thing they've always done, which is tort reform, to try to take away the responsibility of doctors to be culpable for malpractice, right? And then they feel like, okay, if they're not culpable for malpractice, then doctors can lower their fees. Yeah, that's kind of a red herring at best. But quite nefarious at worst, right? Because they don't want doctors to have the responsibility of being responsible for their mistakes. That's their only play. That's all they have. And they don't have, when I say they don't have anything else, they have taken 6 of 8 years of the Obama administration trying to repeal this without having a single actual plan to forward as a replacement. So it's one of those things, like, you break it, you buy it. You own this. They're getting ready to own the Affordable Care Act in a way that they're not capable of solving the problem, unless, and this would be the greatest irony, I don't actually believe this would ever happen, but the greatest irony would be for the Republicans to do this play where they say, okay, the real solution to our problem is Medicare for all, single payer system. And move so far to the left of anything any Democrat has done over the last, I don't know, 60 years. Well, not 60. I guess we can go back to the beginning of Medicare. All right. But still, they would be so far to the left of anything Bill Clinton or Barack Obama ever dreamed of doing, that it would fundamentally crack the political structure in the United States. It would drive Republicans insane. It would drive Democrats insane. It would be a beautiful play, but don't hold your breath, because the thing they hate more than losing is socialism.